Hey everybody and welcome back to the channel. I have a really cool deck profile for you today. I finally figured out my version of Hunter's deck, which I actually really enjoy playing. I had not looked into this deck a lot because I was just so focused on Crossheart, but then I found out that Hunter's is pretty much Crossheart but a little bit better, and it has seen some decent play in the meta currently, and I'm actually really enjoying playing it against Digimon. All of the Hunter's decks are pretty much the same cards with different ratios. I do have something sprinkled in there because I'm clearly a crackhead and I don't like to play my Crossheart style decks without this card, but you will see that when we go through the deck profile. So without further ado, let's get into it. So we are going to start off with 4 Monimon. He's great on deletion, draw a card, and as you know, we want most of our dudes to delete. We're okay with them deleting because they just go to save anyway. So if it has save in its text, then you get to draw a card, and we love drawing in this deck. Drawing is my favorite in Digimon. Next up, we are into the rookies. So one of the first rookies we are going to go with is the Gumdramon. I think he is definitely one of the better rookies. That's why I'm playing him at 4. Now, I've seen a lot of decks playing him at like 1 or 2 or 3, or it's personal preference, honestly. Whatever you prefer more, reducing DP or drawing cards. Like I said, love drawing cards, so I'm going to continue drawing cards with my Gumdramon. Even though he's a rookie, he is a 4-cost rookie. Kind of expensive for a rookie. However, you can digicross him and make him a 2-cost, which is also ideal because you want to be making bigger stacks. With this one particularly as well, when you play him, you also get to replace a card in your hand, so you can chuck one of your save dudes under your tamers, and then you get to draw another card, and then you're 1 card deeper into your deck and 1 card deeper into winning. As well as like when you unplay him and chuck one under and then you get to draw a card, you also have his inherent effect of when attacking you get to draw a card, which is great. So if you are chucking him, I mean, you can digicross him with himself, chuck him underneath, and then you get to draw a card and do his unplay, which is kind of cool. So let's see what else we got. Next up, I'm playing 4 of the Psychemon. Now, not our usual Floodgate Psychemon, but still a very cool card and, you know, adorable as heck. So on play, you can return 1 Digimon card from underneath one of your tamers that has save in its name. Of course, they all have to have save in their name. They only do things if you've got save. This card has come in handy so often for when I have put stuff underneath my tamers and then I'm like, oh no, I actually need that card. On playing him, you can digicross him, make him a 2-cost again because they're kind of expensive to just play down without digicrossing, but again, you can make a stack, and you've got his inherent attack when you go into your level 4s, which is another draw. And like I said, I love drawing. Not in games though. I like winning in games. Then we have 2 of the Ikekimon. I've been calling him Pencilmon because he's a pencil, but Ikekimon is the official name. And now he's vanilla to on play, which is fine because you're usually going to be digivolving him onto your egg anyway. That's what I do. He's got save, so he goes under your tamers. Pretty chill, but he does give minus 2000 DP when attacking to the inherited Digimon. Again, personal preference if you prefer it, and it does also depend on the matchup. I would say I think drawing is really handy just to get your pieces faster, especially with this deck, but it is always nice to get rid of those like pesky little 2000 DP dudes or less. I'm playing 2 of the level 3 Shoutmon. Really cool card. His inherit is very handy. The deleting something with 4000 DP or less is super cool when it comes to getting rid of floodgates or any of the small dudes that, for example, Bielsmon is splitting out, or other decks as well. I mean, anything in Bloomlord is usually under 4000 DP. A lot of level 4s are, so it's very cool for getting rid of stuff like that. On deletion, you save as well. Then the last of the level 3s, I have 2 Drachmon. If you, for example, have drawn a hand of tamers, it does happen, you play a few tamers in this deck and you're looking for some of your other pieces instead, this card comes in handy. Now, I actually haven't used him that much because I feel like this deck is quite consistent with regards to the ratios of Digimon to tamers. But on play, you know, you reveal up to 3 tamer cards in your hand, and then you chuck them at the bottom of your deck, and then you can draw as many as you showed. Now that's up to 3, of course. On deletion as well, he's got save, very handy. But his inherit is kind of cool. So when this Digimon has save in his text, it gains plus 2000 DP. So just a little bit of a DP boost as well, which sometimes you do need, you'd be surprised. On to our level 4s. The first of the level 4s are the Shoutmon King version. I really like this card. That's why I'm playing 4 of him. On playing with Digivolving, you can play one of the tamers from your hand for free, which is huge because one of your tamers does cost 4, and it is much nicer to be able to play him from hand for free than it is to have to hard play him for 4. Because you're going to be playing Shoutmon for a cost of 3 the majority of the time when you Digicross him. Then this new save ability that this Hunter Dex has kind of introduced is the on deletion save. We know what save is. And then you can get one Digimon card with save in its text from your trash and put that under the tamer as well. So you get to save him, and you can either save the thing that's underneath him or something else in your trash. It doesn't have to be what you Digicrossed with him into, which I think is super cool. And he has the other thing as well of deleting 4000 DP or less. Next, for the level 4s, we have 4 of the Arrested Digimon. If he's got 2 or more Digivolution cards underneath him, he gains Rush. This is why you want to have bigger stacks via the Digicrossing method. But on deletion as well, he's save, and he also gets to save one from trash. Very cool. His Inherit as well, you get to draw, and he's a bridge to your level 5, which is very important. Now, my favorite level 4 in the deck is the Big Poopmon, Demon. Demimon? Dame or Demi? I don't know how to pronounce his name. Honestly, I didn't watch the Hunter show, but very cool card. You get to reveal the top 3 and play one of the tamers, apart from, you know, the white tamer, on that reveal, which is very, very cool. We love playing tamers for free, especially, like I said, the one that costs 4, but being able to play down a dude and also play tamer at the same time is just insane. And also you get to Digicross him, so even though he's a level 4, he's a 3 drop, essentially. And then his Inherit is Blocker, which is very, very handy in those games where you just need to stall for a turn. So definitely my favorite of the level 4s. So then next for the level 4s is 2 of the Turamon, another really cool level 4 card. He can Digivolve for 1 on top of other level 4s, which is very handy now because he doesn't have Digicross, so you can't just like hard drop him usually without paying the 5. But you do get to Digivolve one of your opponent's level 5 or lower, and then for every 2 Digivolution cards you can add 1 to the level, which definitely comes in handy. And then of course he has the save, you know, save himself and save something from the trash. But he also gives Blocker as his Inherit. So this is just, it's like a big toolbox deck. It has everything. It's got removal, got blockers, it's got getting rid of floodgates. Then the last of the level 4s is I'm playing 2 Clockmon. He's a blocker himself, and then on play reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, add 2 Digimon cards with different colors and save in their text. And then you place the rest at the bottom. And then he has his on deletion save, but you can't save something from trash as well, which is kind of fair because his Inherit he does give jamming, which if you've got a small dude that you don't want to die, the jamming does come in handy. Now moving on to our level 5s. Probably one of the best cards in the deck is the Arrested Digimon Superior Mode. This is your removal, and it works absolute wonders. He's 4 to Digivolve, which can be quite steep, but it is totally worth it for his effect. You can place one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon under one of your opponent's other Digimon or under their tamer. But for each tamer you have with a different color in play, you can add 1 to the level. So like if you've got 3 in play, that's a level 6 that you can put underneath one of your opponent's other Digimon or under the tamer. So he's done his whole, you know, putting one on the other brand. He can go and attack. We'll say he's jamming as well, so he's 5. And then at the end of turns, once you pass turn, he can attack again without having to suspend. So that means you get 2 checks off of him. Then you've got the Inherit, so you've got the removals and whatever else, the jamming, anything you need, the draws, and then 2 checks as well, which is crazy. Like, it's a really, really cool card, and probably one of the reasons it's played, because, you know, Beelzemon loves stuff in the bin. We want to keep stuff underneath their other stuff, so that's fine. It's a really cool way of removing it without triggering deletion effects. Next on the level 5 list is we've got some Omni Shoutmons. Usually I'm just chucking this under and using him for his Inherit effect. His one Digivolving effect is grand. Like, it's choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 4000 DP or less, and delete them, and then for every 2 in its Digivolution card, like every 2 Digivolution cards it has, you can add 3000 to the maximum DP based on that. So you're going to be able to remove something with at least 7000 DP. Can be good for the removal. If it has 4 more Digivolution cards, it gains security attack +1. Again, I'm usually putting it underneath. I don't Digivolve into this very often. but if you do have the chance to, it is a nice card too. And then I'm playing one Digimon. It's kind of a niche thing when this comes up, but it is cool. So when digivolving, you can play one level 4 or lower card with save in its text from under one of your tamers, which is kind of a little cool effect, you know, bring out a little guy. If it has 4 more Digivolution cards, it can digivolve into Quartzmon in your hand under one of your tamers and reduce the cost by 3 instead. Anytime I'm digivolving into this, I'm not bringing out a little dude. What I'm doing is I'm going straight into that Quartzmon and causing trouble. It makes the digivolving into a Quartzmon 6 instead of 9, because Quartzmon digivolves onto a level 5 with save for 9. It makes it 6, and then Quartzmon gains back his own memory anyway. So it's kind of a nice little bridge. I am playing one of it because obviously, you know, it's a hunter deck. You want to do the hunter stuff first. Our next on our list anyway is the Quartzmon, so we'll talk about him now anyway. Going into Quartzmon is usually either probably stalling a little bit, but Quartzmon, what does he do? So like I said, he digivolves 9 from a level 5 with save, so you have a lot of level 5s in this deck that you can choose, or you have your Astamon, who it's a 6 cost instead. And then when digivolving, you suspend all Digimon and tamers other than himself. That includes your own, unfortunately, but I mean, it'd be broken if it didn't do that to your own. And then for every 2 suspended Digimon and tamers, you gain back a memory. So if you've got 6, you gain back 3. He's a 3 cost with Astamon, which is amazing, or a 6 cost with the other dudes. And because you play a lot of tamers usually, or you try to play a lot of tamers, you're gonna have some memory gain at least. So then when attacking, you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or tamers, and then for every 5 suspended Digimon and tamers on the board, you get to trash the top card of your opponent's security. So you're probably only trashing 1 card at a time. I don't think it's come to a stage where I've had 10 in total on between both sides of the board, so you're getting at least 1 trash, which is nice. Oh, and also nothing unsuspends. I forgot to mention that. It's like insane Puppetmon. And then I'm playing one Death Exmon. This is the card I'm on about. I'm clearly correct for playing it. I know, because Quartzmon is probably the better choice, but I just love Death Exmon. He's a cool card. You know, people forget about it and then they get punished. So I think it is good to just have one, and also he's a big boy in security. I like to have a few surprises in my security. Then onto the tamers. I'm playing 4 of the most important tamer. So that is our Taiki. So at the start of your main phase, you get to put a dude under him and draw a card. So you're replacing the card that you're putting under, essentially, which I think is really cool. Most of the hunter tamers that we're going to look at do the same thing on your turn. When one of your Digimon would digivolve into a Digimon card with save in its text, by suspending this card, you can put one from underneath that Digimon and reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. The more of him you have on board, the cheaper it is to digivolve into all of your boys. Then next we have the Yu Amano. Instead of drawing a card, he just gives you a DP boost, which can come in handy, but that's why I only play 2 of him. I would rather the draw than the DP boost, because sometimes I have the jamming anyway, so DP boost is meh. But and then he does the same thing, you know, reducing the Digivolution cost by suspending. And then the last of the hunter dudes I'm playing is the Tagaru? I don't know how to pronounce his name. But sure, look, like I said, I didn't watch the show, so some of the pronunciations, I apologize. He's your memory fixer. And then again, he does the whole same, you know, suspend himself to put one under and reduce the Digivolution cost. So very cool, but he costs 4, so I don't want him to be clogging up my hand. I'd rather play the other tamers. Then I have 2 Watchmaker. Kind of a funky card. I quite like it. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with save and 1 with hunter. So all of your tamers are hunter and the majority of your deck is save. Then if you have 4 or more tamers in play, you get one of your Digimon gets an extra security check. 2 of him on board, 2 extra security checks. You know, can't complain. A very, very cool deck. And that is it for the deck profile, the hunter's deck. How are you changing this hunter's deck? I know I've seen so many different ways to play this deck, just all the same cards but just different ratios. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.